Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Together, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while wrong is going on. Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls, preparing the way, preparing the way for your people. Let's go! Fight down, war cry, fight down, me say Rastafari, war and cry, and do the righteousness, and we love. I will love Jaja. I will love Jaja. Yeah, we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Jaja. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I say, watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna pass down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and fight. Fight down war and fight. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jaja. Me love Jaja. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jaja. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Our politician will regularly tell you when you speak of a broken Jamaica, they will blame the hurricane, they will blame the pandemic. What they will not blame, though, is bad governance. They will not blame corruption, and they will not blame the lack of political will that bedevils our country. Good morning, and welcome to the reality of a broken system. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're looking at the health scare. We're looking at Cuba. We're looking at Morant Bay Urban Center. We're looking at the broken system of what is Jamaica. We do know what is wrong. Corruption. Corruption is the umbrella that every other limb of crime sits under. That bedevils our political class. That bedevils our security service. In fact, it has become a part of the Jamaica fabric. I asked you last night, how do we tackle corruption? Did you sleep on it? Did you come up with a way how we can and could and ought to tackle corruption? Morning, everyone. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Oh, no, do. Oh, no, do. Morning, all. Debbie Jarvis TV. Good morning. Miss Jam Uptown. Good morning. Devante Dunn. Good morning. Colleen. Suzette Williams. Lynette Jenkins. Charlotte Grime. Laverne. Who else is here? Evan Miller, Miranda Ruddock, Marjorie Lewis, the Unstoppable One, Lorraine Smichaels. Good morning, silent viewers. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Like and share the live for us, please. Where do we go first? We look at the PNP and a statement they put out in relation to Cuba. We're going to listen to my article on it, and then we come back with my view of how the Jamaica state, the PNP, and everybody, including the wider Caribbean, is sort of deafeningly silent on the Cuban crisis. They tend to sit behind the views of CARICOM, Blue Lagoon Morning. They tend to sit behind the view of CARICOM. To Trudeau, I don't know what the view of CARICOM is on the Cuban issue, because they all speak as one and different voices. But we expect the People's National Party, a staunch ally of Cuba, to be more vocal on the issue. We know that they are not in a position of power to take decision as Andrew Holness' regime is. What we expect from them, though, is being very vocal about the issue. What we also expect from them is to hear how they would have treated the issue should they be the one in government. It's important for us to have these questions answered from the People's National Party. I suspect, because Motley, bros, morning, Donna Scott Motley is the Shadow Minister for Foreign and Regional Affairs. So I suspect the statement would have come from she and Mark Golding, or the party's voice, but would be sanctioned by them.
The PNP's Cuba dilemma, regional solidarity calls versus Jamaica's unspoken treatment. As Cuba confronts one of its most severe humanitarian crises since the 1959 revolution, marked by crippling energy shortages, hyperinflation above 15%, public health outbreaks, and plummeting foreign exchange revenues, the People's National Party has positioned itself as a regional voice of conscience, demanding Caribbean solidarity against external pressures like the US embargo. Yet this call rings hollow without a corresponding reckoning of how Jamaica itself is responding to Cuba's distress, exposing a gap between the party's rhetorical commitment to regional fraternity and its silence on tangible action at home. The PNP's regional advocacy, a principled stand or political posturing. On February 15, 2026, the PNP issued a statement framing Cuba's crisis as a product of external pressures and urging CARICOM and the international community to act with empathy and respect for sovereignty. The party rightly highlighted Cuba's decades of unconditional support to Jamaica. Thousands of Jamaicans have earned medical degrees on full Cuban scholarships, while Cuban brigades have staffed rural clinics where local doctors were scarce. This legacy of solidarity, the PNP emphasized, obligates the region to reject convenient amnesia and defend foundational Caribbean principles of non-interference. The statement represents a rare challenge to the region's cautious approach to Cuba, where many governments have avoided direct criticism of U.S. policy, yet it stops short of addressing Jamaica's own role in supporting its neighbor during this crisis. While the PNP decries regional silence, it has not publicly questioned or advocated for specific actions by the Holness administration to expand aid, ease bilateral barriers, or deepen cooperation, raising questions about whether the call is rooted in genuine commitment or strategic positioning against the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. Jamaica's response: a quiet status quo amid crisis. Cuba's current distress is unprecedented. Daily power outages stretch up to 20 hours. Basic necessities like food, water, and medicine are scarce, and tourism, a critical economic pillar, remains at half its pre-pandemic level. The crisis has been worsened by reduced Venezuelan oil shipments and tightened U.S. sanctions, but domestic challenges have also amplified suffering. Jamaica's official response, however, has been limited to diplomatic gestures. In January 2026, Prime Minister Andrew Holness sent congratulations to Cuba on its revolution anniversary, but there has been no public announcement of new aid packages, expanded technical cooperation, or measures to facilitate trade or travel between the two nations. The last major Jamaican assistance to Cuba was a $51,000 shipment of medical supplies in 2022 following the Matanzas oil depot fire, a gesture that, while meaningful, pales in comparison to the scale of Cuba's current needs. Notably, Jamaica has not joined the PNP's call to challenge the US embargo at the regional level, nor has it taken steps to bypass restrictions through mechanisms like CARICOM's Petro-Caribe initiative, which historically facilitated energy cooperation. This cautious stance reflects broader geopolitical pressures, but it also underscores a failure to translate rhetorical appreciation for Cuba's contributions into tangible support. The PNP's silence, a failure to practice what it preaches. The PNP's decision to focus solely on regional action while ignoring Jamaica's own response is a critical oversight. If the party truly believes that Cuba deserves support for its historical contributions, it must hold both the government and itself accountable for delivering on that promise. This could include advocating for expanded humanitarian aid, providing urgent supplies of medicine, food, and fuel to address immediate shortages, bilateral cooperation reforms, easing visa restrictions for Cuban professionals, or facilitating knowledge sharing in sectors like agriculture and renewable energy. Domestic advocacy, pressuring the government to use its voice more forcefully at international forums to demand an end to the embargo and support Cuba's right to self-determination. By limiting its critique to regional inaction rather than addressing Jamaica's own role, the PNP risks reducing its solidarity call to political theater. It also overlooks the fact that meaningful regional change begins with national action, especially from a country that has benefited so deeply from Cuba's generosity. Cuba's crisis is not just a regional issue, it is a test of whether the Caribbean's stated values of solidarity and sovereignty extend beyond rhetoric. Will the PNP move from calling on others to act to pushing for concrete change at home?
In line with this article, we are calling on the People's National Party to force a debate in our parliament on the Cuba issue. Cuba is our neighbor, is a long-standing ally to Jamaica, whichever government is in power. It cannot be that such a crisis is unfolding in our backyard with our neighbor, and our country is silent on it. As I said, the PNP cannot make decisions to affect the issue. What they can do, though, is make a lot of noise about it, force a debate in our parliament about it. We're calling on Mark Golden to bring a motion in the House of Representatives to debate the Cuban issue. The people of Jamaica wants to know the broader stance of Jamaica on the issue. Will Andrew Holness continue to chatter along in silence, listening to Marco Rubio and serving whatever Marco Rubio wants? If we are in a crisis in the Caribbean, Cuba is one of the first countries to come to anyone with help. Pamela, how you do? Morning. Jamra, morning. Cuba is the first to come to any with help in the Caribbean when there's a crisis. So the Caribbean is too silent on the issue. But we need the People's National Party, which is the staunch ally of Cuba. They are the ones to push this in public in Jamaica, not just by releasing statement, having press conference about it, bring a motion in parliament, let it be debated, let it be trashed out in parliament, let we hear the views of the country. But we are chatter along in the dark. We don't know. We don't know, because the last time Kamina Johnson Smith come to the podium, she tell we say, horse can fly, pig have wings, and a whole of them something there. And we are nowhere closer to any understanding of, is Jamaica taking any position at all to assist Cuba, or America has given Jamaica an ultimatum to keep yourself out of it. These are important matters for the region and for our country. And the People's National Party ought to bring a motion to Parliament. Let them shut it down. Bring a motion to Parliament. Let the government shut it down, and let Juliet Holness deny it. And then you come out with a press conference stating your issue. But you can be, as you cannot be calling on the Caribbean when you need to force more pressure at home on the issue, because the people of Jamaica broadly do not have an understanding of what Jamaica position is on this matter or the matters unfolding in the region. We're gonna go to the healthcare now because we're keeping the theme of highlighting the
Jamaica's
broken
health.
system within our healthcare and how government is responsible for that broken system, but how the people also have accepted the broken system because of the involvement of corruption between the people and the state. Corruption has become normalized. So till if you go to hospital, you have to tip off somebody, you have to know somebody, you have to wave your color, or you have to wave your car. You go to police station, you have to tip off somebody. It's a tip off society, it's a grease palm society. It is precisely why we end up where we end up. When a country, when we pay tax to a country to have institution and organization that provide us services, and when those institution and organization decide to make a side tip of providing us that service, that's how corruption become institutionalized in Jamaica, because we pay them, they expect the pay, they accept the pay, and it has become normalized to the point where if you are to get anything done in Jamaica, you have to tip someone, you have to pay someone, otherwise you will go on the merry-go-round, you will go round the damsel bush, you will dance around the fire, and you probably die before you get through. Perspective for how you do. This is how we, the people of Jamaica, help to institutionalize corruption, help to institutionalize the grease palm society, the give me a thing society, the my cut society. That's why we see jugs find upper sea takwedi, the my cut society. That's why CTAC couldn't have crack cocaine a store in them offices, because everybody take a cut out of the loot. Everybody grease somebody palm to get away. Everybody grease somebody palm to get a quicker service. Do you understand how us, the people of Jamaica, help to design this broken system that we ended up in? And to date, we're still not in any hurry. Opal, Althea, how no do? We're still not in any hurry to fix what we have helped to broke. Because when we pay police, when we pay every institution where we go, and we have to pay them to get a quicker service, and we create the corruption, you know. If we decide not to pay them, at some point they have to do the work. If we decide to complain against them, if we decide to demonstrate against them, but no, instead we pay them. So when we are called those in places of position of power corrupt, we must also remember us who monetize the corruption. We must remember us who pay for the corruption. We must remember us who benefited from the corruption. We must remember us who use that same system to serve injustice. So we cannot continue to look at them all without us taking responsibility for our share of the blame. Because as long as we continue to facilitate corruption, as long as we continue to pay for corruption, it's going to exist. It has become a product now in quite high demand in our country. That's why for 7 years, we have not shifted a needle on the corruption perception index. And you don't have to wonder why. Because you know this government is a scandal a day government. This government is a government of crook, cronies, and thieves. Now let's go to the healthcare debacle, the how are you gonna call it here now? The usual crisis.
Jamaica's healthcare crisis, assessing failures, post-hurricane response and leadership. Jamaica's healthcare system is grappling with deep-seated challenges that have been exacerbated by natural disasters like Hurricane Melissa, raising critical questions about infrastructure resilience, resource allocation, and the fitness of leadership at the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The persistent healthcare crisis. Jamaica's healthcare system has long faced systemic failures. Infrastructure deficits are widespread. Public facilities like Kingston Public Hospital, a 248-year-old institution, have struggled with mold infestations, outdated equipment, and bed shortages, even as it serves as the Caribbean's trauma capital. A 2025 report highlighted shortages of wheelchairs, linen, and critical medical tools, undermining safe care delivery. Non-communicable diseases pose an overwhelming burden, accounting for 70% of all deaths, and projected to cost the country $18.45 billion between 2015 to 2030. Despite spending heavily on treatment, $9.4 billion on NCD medications in 2024 alone, prevention efforts have stagnated, with high rates of physical inactivity and poor dietary habits driving obesity and chronic illness. Workforce and resource gaps further strain the system. Rural facilities often lack specialists, while urban centers face overcrowding. The 2018 WHO case study noted declining utilization rates and weak coordination between primary and secondary care, and the country continues to lose skilled workers to developed nations. 15. Hurricane Melissa and the structural assessment of 105 health centers. When Category 5 Hurricane Melissa struck on October 28, 2025, it devastated Jamaica's health infrastructure. Roughly 75% of hospitals and clinics in affected areas were rendered inoperable, with 130 clinics damaged overall. In response, the ministry announced a structural integrity assessment of 105 impacted health centers on February 15, 2026. The delay, nearly 4 months after the storm, has drawn scrutiny, as communities in hard-hit parishes like St. Elizabeth and Trelawney face disrupted access to care, including mental health services critical for trauma recovery. While 3 retrofitted facilities under the PAHE UK Smart Hospitals initiative withstood the storm, the vast majority lacked resilience measures like hurricane-rated windows or backup systems. This disparity underscores a failure to prioritize infrastructure hardening despite known climate risks. Is Dr. Christopher Tufton fit for office? Dr. Tufton has led the ministry since 2016, with notable achievements including the launch of the Jamaica Moves public health campaign and a $100 million 5-year plan to strengthen health systems. He also oversaw the 2022 rollout of primary care reforms aimed at integrating services and expanding telehealth. However, his leadership faces significant criticism. Infrastructure delays. While he has defended progress at KPH, critics argue that decades-old facilities have been neglected, with mold and equipment failures putting patients and staff at risk. transparency concerns, allegations of conflicts of interest in the 2017 Jamaica Moves campaign, where funding was awarded to a firm linked to an alleged associate, raised ethical questions about procurement practices. Crisis response pace. The delayed structural assessment after Hurricane Melissa has been criticized as insufficient, with PAHA warning of ongoing risks to public health from damaged facilities and disease outbreaks. While Dr. Tufton has emphasized incremental progress and global advocacy for healthcare workforce issues, the system's persistent vulnerabilities suggest a gap between policy commitments and on-the-ground implementation.
You don't want to see the crisis, what they call the field hospital in Black River. That's a whole nother story. That is a whole nother story. You know, it's the sick people when they got the field hospital at Black River. In a sun, you have to turn up for all people with high blood pressure. Lord Jesus, receive me. All people with high blood pressure. No, we're not dead in no waiting area. No, just under the bridling. I don't know, say Jamaica, son. Turn up. Only if people understand what is going on in our country. And Dr. Tufton have the nerve. If you tell we say Cornwall Regional is back to pre-Melissa state. What was the pre-Melissa state, Dr. Tufton? Our two major hospitals across the country is in decay, is in turmoil. Melissa mash up the whole of the Western Belt. Now go on down a Black River there, you know. We don't know when life will come back to. Just mash up, pop down and pop off. The sick people, them, know if you sit down now, nothing. You have to turn up in a bridling sun. A data go on at the field hospital at Black River. Aye. Now, I'm sure most of you would have seen Frog the day after being hit by a car, haven't you? Most of you all grew up at Jamaica. Who they grew up at Jamaica? Most of you would have seen a frog the day after it's been hit by a car. No, so when the day after the car hit the frog, he blow up to maximum before he bust. Tush. We don't want to carry them over here, but we are carry them over here for a particular reason. In light, morning government, Andrew Holness, government of Jamaica, King of Jamaica, Charles, and Queen of Jamaica, the harlot, Camilla Parker Bowles. Morning. The easy jerk, Wagwan. In light of the Epstein scandal, we're calling on the state of Jamaica to release the Peter King tape, as well as make the sex offenders register public. The entire population of Jamaica ought to be calling for that. If you're following the Epstein files, you would be aware of the demonics that are coming out of that thing. And this whole thing of what they call power, it run all of these country. All of these country involved in this deviance. And we must call for the release of the Peter King tape. We must also call for the publication of the sex offenders register. It's not that Jamaica don't have demons. Our children are always going missing. Even police are raping women in their uniform. Yes, remember the Black River police situation? I don't know why Jamaica go on like I said. This is an American crisis. This is a global crisis. The exposures coming out of the Epstein file, it's a global crisis. It calls for global attention. It calls for global attention. It calls for global awareness. Because I hit me then did chicken in from 2020 to whenever. Because when we did tell on us say nothing never goes so, it was a made up scenario. When I get the proving of the Epstein files now, on the hope, on don't make them chicken a second time round. This is why I want to pay attention to all of what's going on. This is a global disaster. There ought to be a global outcry. But as to why white people so silent when they did all over P. Diddy, Bill Cosby, and all that, we have the worst of the worst coming out now, led by powerful white men, the trash of society. We don't call them the elites anymore. They are the trash of society. And we don't feel go on like say they are not amongst us in Jamaica as well. We don't feel go on like say our corrupt politicians are immune from being trapped. There are still 3 million pages to be released. So, and the 3 million will left to release, we assume to be much more grimier than what we are getting now. Police all across the world, especially the American police, they need to be excavating a lot of properties in England, in America, excavate the Epstein Island. There are many dead bodies alleged in these reports and depositions. And we're calling on the FBI, we're calling on the British National Crime Agency. We're calling on the FBI and the CIA to excavate the Epstein Island. All of the homes mentioned by abusers, excavate those property. We need to find the dead bodies of children and adults. Only if you're paying attention to the demonics that are falling out of the Epstein file, you wouldn't trust you wouldn't make any of these people talk to you again, walk near your children. You wouldn't shake any so-called people in power. You would never shake their hand again. You must be aware, otherwise you're going to be tricked all over again. The mainstream media is silent for a reason. They're a part of it. They're controlled by the cabal system. Don't be fooled all over again. The veil is lifted. Whoa, no, I said the veil is lifted. Of course, there's Wasara to come. But what we know now, what we know from what has been released, we should be rounding them up and throwing them into what you call that thing, volcano lavas. We should be rounding up these powerful, rich white men mainly and throwing them into volcano lavas. Anyway, let's go to the frog the day after being hit by the car. Because me don't know what she are going about. Because from the very day after Marant Bay Center open, everybody know to say it was a scandal. Everybody know it was a PR. So me don't know the bullfrog, Madam Bullfrog. Me don't know where you come blow up and I go on like, oh, I'm surprised. Oh, this is what scandal? The scandal is out from the day after Gramps Morgan go there with the bawling and driveling and crying. Gramps Morgan whenever walk with Jivla. Hmm? So me don't know where she come out and go on boat. But Cliff, I wonder if you have a file for release. So because Cliff, the reason why you can go out to Andrew Holness and the labor right them and they can't come after you, Remember say for your party the whole of them coming. I don't know if you have camera like Epstein where they don't know about. We may soon have to call for your tapes and file them for release as well. But that's for another day, Cliff Hughes. But for the moment, make we listen to the bullfrog being hit the day after the car. Oh, Tada. I go on, like I say, I never something where the whole away attack from day one. Say it was a PR stunt. The place not ready yet, not open yet, no toilet facility, no did it, no water, no did it, no light, no did it. So I don't know where you come in a February. I got along boat.
Utility-related dependencies include commissioning of permanent electrical power by the Jamaica Public Service Company and water relocation works by the National Water Commission. It says completion of the remaining interface works depends on the resolution of these issues. The FCJ says certificates of tenants to occupy their building units has not yet been issued. Oh my God. 10 months after. It says the units must not be formally handed over to or used by tenants at this stage. Now, this is scandalous. So why?
John Crow, you not break no news. And on no news you break. From the day after, everybody knows say the water pan Gramps Morgan face was more than where the urban center. Everybody know no water nobody there. Everybody know no light nobody there. Everybody know the building never ready. Everybody know the building never fit for purpose. Everybody know the building never open. So when you come here, come blow up like car liquor yesterday. When you run come now, I come blow up like a car liquor yesterday. Everybody know the urban center was not ready. Everybody know the opening of the urban center was a PR stunt. Everybody know it was an election ploy. So I don't know where you come now like you break news to we say there's something never finished. We know. We knew. Idiot. So you come out now because the car liquor yesterday, so you come out now and blow up.
Why did you have the Prime Minister and the entire country and government out there 10 months ago to open this place? Did I just read this? The FCJ says certificates of tenants to occupy their building units has not yet been issued. It says the units must not be formally handed over or used by tenants at this stage. So what was the opening about? I think I know. It was officially opened in May 2025.
Look how long it takes.
And there was a certain event that was looming. That event took place on September 3, 2025. And the Prime Minister was on a opening spree across the entire country. And now this is blowing up in his face.
How it is blowing up in the Prime Minister's face now? A Cliff one just find out, A Cliff Hughes alone. We have been reporting on this from the very aftermath of the ribbon cutting, the Gramps balling, and all of the nonsense that went on at Marant Bay last March. All of us knew the day. So Wycliffe just find out now. You realize that you're lagging behind? Do you realize how lagging behind you are? Because if we have been talking about this from the day after Gramps Morgan got there with a bawling, wallering, and wailing, and 10 months on, so when we did talk about it before election, what you did there? Are you there organized for your end of year party a one day for so? Because Cliff Hughes just a find out no. Cliff Hughes just a find out no when we've been tackling Gramps Morgan and the Prime Minister from the day after. Everybody know that. So how come you see how behind you there? You need to come from behind the government, Cliff Hughes. Draw your head from out of Andrew wear end up the dark and docile. Draw out your head. Because if your head never there so far up, Cliff Hughes, you could not come out and come frighten people like you break news. And like scandal a blow up in an Andrew face. Cliff Hughes, good God Almighty, go back to all of the broadcasts them what we do out the Cliff Hughes. We've been talking about this before the election. And look how long after election, Melissa all done. You know see the Melissa done? You see nobody talk about Melissa again? When last time you hear the government talk about Melissa and people, all they talk about is money. So me don't know. Somebody asks about now Jamaica can talk about the field hospital them where they did getting a COVID. You sure they're not selling? We don't know them people that love sell things to them private friend them. But Dr. Daz asks the question and up until today, it don't get answered. Up until today, it don't get answered. So me don't know where Cliff Hughes, what you say in turn Christopher Columbus and discover Cliff Hughes discover Marant Bay. So why you come out and talk now? We don't stop embarrassing yourself. Because we don't say we a leader in a journalism. And you can't be leader in journalism and they're so far behind we. You can't be leader and still they're so far behind. Because if it take Cliff Hughes 10 months to work out this for himself, then it's terrible. You're doing a terrible job at journalism. Sharon, how you do? You're doing a terrible job at journalism, Cliff. Because the day after Gramps Morgan go there with the balling, we have been talking about the unfinished building where Andrew go open, the building where not have light, the building where not have water, the building where not have toilet facility, the building when not ready for commercial purposes yet. Look how long after he opened this thing March, and I must say about August, then do a makeshift opening for the KFC for the upcoming election campaign. So don't go on like as something it's blowing up in. How blow up in Andrew Holness' face? It blew up in Andrew Holness' face the day after the opening. You idiot. How you run out of news? I have to run out of news, Cliff Hughes, make you a text it by Andrew Holness. What Andrew Holness do you? Let's talk about our tax, Cliff Hughes. But because if you never have secret for them, you know, Nesta Apka and Marlan, you know the double water, the king size water bed and the little small bed push up next to it. If anybody else says so, then we don't come out to that person they already. We don't know if you have tape with them, panic. It look like you are the Jamaica Epstein, you know, because so far as you, we know keep the Epstein type party them since Peter King galanging. But do better than that, Cliff Hughes. You can't make with their head of you and you're going like you are the Usain Bolt in a journalism. And then make we little picnic with our champs. We little picnic with our champs. On Olympic champion and world champion in journalism. On make we little picnic champs. We little character picnic. When you make their head down on no turn bad. Oh, forgot. So when you get old, you get weak out and slow. So then the younger generation move ahead. Now so you go, Cliff. Out harder. Go on like you come out here, break news. Break news about what? We're blow up in an Andrew Holness face. The urban center was a PR stunt. The urban center is a white elephant. The urban center where Andrew Holness and his friend them they are charged with an arm and a leg for the parish council. How much a million a month? I don't remember how much $1,000 a month. Then they are charged the parish council for going at the unfinished, don't have water, don't have light, don't have toilet, sinting. The sinting was still under construction. Andrew Holness and in piece a banner and in ribbon and balloon. I same way Pernell Charles Ministry got Black River go hold up check in front of party people pan camera Santa Cruz and all know they can't get the money. And Pernell Charles have them pan camera pan internet 10 million. Pernell Charles have them pan camera pan internet so they ain't get money. And up until now, the people them a party can get the money. When you see Pernell Charles turn up and pose with them and the big check out of the NIS after not no go so you know. The people them not get the money, you know. The people them when you see a walk and pose with check for the government, them don't get the money yet. Every day they call NIS they soon get it. So if anyone know a Jamaica experiencing that problem, please let me know comparative people turn upside that they check not get their money yet. Let's take a quick break and come back.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people day. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not first and for. Make God what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta. I sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just talk on the Friday. Human Joe and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, human Joe and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and Joe and Stone, and he bring up.
Thank you very much and welcome back. Can you all hear me? When I hear me, all right, innit? Because other people are not getting the live stream. Okay, when I hear me well, loud and clear, and some other people are having problem with the live stream, but I checked this studio and they all are both going out. On my side, it showed me that everything. But back to the health crisis. People of Jamaica, we cannot accept this. It's a deepening and a worsening crisis. Thanks, everyone. It's a deepening and a worsening crisis. 1 second there. Only you seem to be having that problem, you know. Refresh your system and turn your phone off and turn it back on again. Yes, sorry. The healthcare crisis in our country is deepening and it's worsening. It is killing many people. And for the government to come out and tell us that they're going to put tax on sin, the alcohol, the sweet things, the sweet drink, the cigarette, that does not address the issue. It doesn't address a broken agricultural system, nor does it address a healthcare system not fit for purpose. If it is that we're comfortable with such a system, it's like we're saying to them, we don't have any problem dying. We don't have any problem suffering. We don't have any problem dying. We don't have any problem suffering. Bear with me. We are telling them that we are comfortable with what is going on. We are telling them that we don't deserve better. Because as a system in Black River at the makeshift hospital, I mean, if the government, Ministry of Health, Floyd Green as the MP, if they did have any compassion to the people, good God Almighty, get a marquee with some chair as a waiting area. You can't have sick people come at the hospital and know when they fit turn up. Everybody just turn up out in the sun and wait if they can get um seen. You're there for 8 hours or more before you even get to see nobody. It's a dire situation. It is a dire situation unfolding in Black River, not just in Black River, all over the Western Belt where we get severely damaged. Not just that, even what should be our premier hospital, University of the West Indies, it's in a dire state as well. Lacking of equipment, run by gangsters, people who are using the hospital resources to support them friends. Friends of the minister who can just turn up and demand to have a private operation, given the waiting list where we, the people of Jamaica, depend. Knowing they are still using the outpatient department, even though it's not yet. No man, over the something they may talk, Sharon, over the makeshift hospital. I don't over secondary or side of secondary that there. Over the 10th hospital may talk. And then when they see you over the 10th hospital, you have to come over outpatient now, come at the pharmacy, come have a long, huge wait again. But over the may have all a video, 2 minutes and put it up. Over the something the hospital, over the makeshift hospital, over the 10th hospital where they set up, it's a deplorable way of treating people over there. There's no waiting area. No waiting area for the people. They're just standing out in the sun, just so. The government, Floyd Green, Tufton and the whole of them, they should have had a marquee with cheer for all of those people who are waiting. They moved it from December back to the hospital ground. Oh, they moved it back to the hospital ground. But it's a deplorable situation over there. I'm going to take off the sound off of the video and put it up later. But it's not a good state. It's not a good state. People go there. I got end up worse. Content isn't available. Try later. I don't know what is going on. My life is not going out to other people. I have no idea. Bear with me there, globalists. But the rest of you are here. Hold on. Bear with. I'm not ready for that yet. Copy link.
I was just wondering if, here's what I suggest.
Just bear with me there, globalists. Yeah, it's going out. Oh dear. I don't know what is happening this morning. But it has been going on for too long. Like this is what I say, the government never use the full deployment of the military. What needed to be done is the government have a full deployment of the military, where the military could have repaired, do the urgent repair to the hospital and so on, because what are going over there, so not fit for purpose. It looked just like I don't a Cornwall. I went there the other day when I was in Jamaica because my granddaughter wasn't feeling well, and it was a Sunday. Was seen by a doctor very fast in the outpatient department. Maybe this Sunday did exceptional, Sharon. Because you know people people at Jamaica don't really love sick for a weekend. Mhm. But we cannot. It's an overall system, an overall crisis we're experiencing in Jamaica. Don't even talk about Cornwall Regional Hospital, because we're waiting to see in this year's allocation how much more money is going to go to Cornwall, because so far, up until the last budget, Cornwall received $25 to $26 billion to date. So we are going to see in the next budget, we know say by the next budget read Cornwall I go pass the $30 million galangin. So with 28, well, if I so, we are got $28 million behind overpriced and way behind schedule. What we cannot get from Dr. Tufton, we can't even get a timeline from Dr. Tufton as to when we are looking at a full operational completion and operation at Cornwall Regional Hospital. Duping the public. It was the same thing Tufton do before the election. Him make sure him go down Western Jamaica and him quickly finish up the administrative block, paint up, and you know them always put them canvas to take them picture on them something. And it was just a PR stunt. If people like us never in the media fear tell you what go on, it would have make it look like Cornwall Regional Hospital reopen. But which part open a Cornwall Regional Hospital doesn't contribute to the health crisis unfolding at Cornwall, doesn't contribute to the bed space, doesn't contribute to the lacking or the broken equipments, doesn't contribute to the overrun A&E department, the makeshift A&E department at Cornwall. It really doesn't. So there is literally no progress in our healthcare system. And we are not going to go on the government and blame Melissa, because the government will go walk and blame Melissa for everything. Everything that is bad now, Melissa have to take the burden for it. But only that it's not true though, Dr. Tufton, because we remember the dead babies. We remember Dr. Roger Hunter coming out before Melissa. We remember Dr. Dawes coming out before Melissa. We remember the drill before Melissa. The Auditor General investigation started before Melissa. So this crisis unfolding, you can't blackmail with like how no blackmail with the tax, you know. Lady Esmeralda, she's a different one. When I'm not shame. You can't blackmail with like how you blackmail with the tax. Because Lady Esmeralda tell us, say, why them people are fool and backward. Because if you're a normal human being, it should weigh heavy on your heart to say what Favor said to us. Can I find her video? Can I find Lady Esmeralda? 1 second. If you're a human being, what favor said to us should weigh heavy on one's heart, given the state that we are in at the moment? If the government, in its political ploy, if the government in its political ploy can cut edges, walk and sell asset, do everything that it can to run the narrative that for 10 years, for 2 administration, I haven't imposed any new tax. But to tell us that the worst calamity Jamaica has ever experienced, and the most money Jamaica has ever received in a calamity, insurance, donation, gifts, and all the different concerting and online picking up in and everything. And the minister tell us that because of what Melissa did to Western Jamaica, I'm going to impose, because of that, I'm going to impose a tax on Western Jamaica. Western Jamaica, who is still under tarpaulin, Western Jamaica under zinc, Western Jamaica wet by every rain and night drew. I have to tax them now. I'm sorry, but I have to tax you now because I have given you a break in good time. I would understand from the minister. No, it's the worst part of your life when you're not able to feed your things as Bruce Golden wicked data, where we still pay Bruce Golden pension and I pay Bruce Golden data in the Senate. So when we buy 1 3-pound fish, we have to make sure that we cook 3-4 night dinner out of it for a family of 4. Anybody with heart and conscience wouldn't be able to say this out of good heart.
Number of years of no new taxes in the history of independent Jamaica. Madam Speaker, only a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 185 miles per hour could have interrupted that. The Honorable House.
Lady, you have no shame. This ventriloquist, this lady literally have no shame, because that's not a human speaking. That because you speak like you're giving something to us. You're speaking like we should applaud it because you lied to us that you have not introduced tax in 10 years, which we know it's not true. We know it's not true. But to tell us that we have never taxed you in 10 years, bring new tax to you in 10 years, but because of how devastated we are, I have to impose it on you now. Shouldn't you be apologizing to us? But then again, I the same idiot. Remember the same idiot when he tell we say, if you save $2,000 over a period of 2 years, you can pay down power and pro box. And them say they have Ivy League qualification. And them say they have first class and got the best university qualification. So we have to left them to do what the white man tell them say them best at. Because I'm sure say them not believe say them best at them something. I told the white man them tell them, because you know say if white man don't validate or no. We don't know if white man don't validate or no somebody. So don't have to sit down because on a love. The World Bank said The IMF said, what do you say though, idiots? What it is that you are saying? Yes, the IMF said. Yes, the World Bank said. But what you say? Sure, compound your record. No, can't tell me about the propaganda of the IMF and the World Bank because both on was stitched way up because it's all about profit for the IMF and the World Bank. Come tell me about your record. I could talk about your record. You can read above grade 4 level favor. Not tell me what the IMF and the World Bank say. Come up with see. We can just look upon your presentation and your reading and see how natural dunce you are. That's why whoever fixed that gear, because we know someone don't write budget speech. Whoever fix the gear, they make you feel like say something good you do. That's why you stood at the dispatch box and make it look like it's the biggest tax giveaway you've been giving to us when you're taxing us at the worst time. And to top it off, Favor Williams, you have more conscience for the tourism department than you have for the people of Jamaica lying in the squalor of me. Hey, I could go about my business this morning. Because Jamaica people now go demonstrate, But call one election, they want to see how much of the junk them out there in the tight orange clothes and the tight green clothes. Like how they don't have water for bathe there now. Like how they don't have water for bathe there now. Call the election now, Andrew. Anyway, outer door look pretty, you see, but don't make pretty outer door fool you. Then say pretty things, if you make pretty things fool you. And if you look on outer door, don't make it fool you out there. Nice and pretty and sunny. Go on out there now. Go on out there, kind of nice and pretty and sunny. Anyway, my peeps, thank you for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. When we end my live, I have to go see what's going on and look on me galang in now. So thank you all. Join us back later. We don't know who we are going to tackle later, but them always do something for we come out at them. So we will decide who we are going to tackle later on. But, we may come after Darrell and Fly Green and Tufton again because we have to continue to highlight the regular thieves. We have to continue to highlight the regular thieves. So thank you all for being here this morning. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view. Hit the like button so the live can go out there to more people and share it to your friends and family. As well as we're asking you to support us on our website and our app so you can join or you can follow our news while we are not live. We continue to put content out on our website and in our app. So if you download our app, you would be able to keep up with the information that we continue to put out while we are not live. Let me quickly pin it, put it in the chat so anybody in the after program listen may have access to it. Come on, people, support the app and the website. It's most people with the news, and have these apps. Sorry, they charge you to become a membership of the app to have access to their news when they put it out. Mine is free. My membership is free. So take advantage of the membership while it is free, all right? It now go always stay free. So take advantage of the membership in the app while it is free. While we are not live, we keep putting out information. So that will keep you abreast with information until we come live. And we put out information in video format and audio and video format. So we make it easier for everybody. So download the Space app and you just hit that link that we put in the chat. Download the Space app, sign in with your Facebook or Google account, and then you send us a request. If it asks you for the code, it's in the chat. It's SK9LOK. So support the Global TV group, right? In the group, we have our YouTube channels, which we broadcast live, and we have our Facebook accounts, which we continue to post on, and we also have our website and our app, which you can also interact with. We are the new media, and we are forming our group. We're in print news, we're in broadcast. We are in the war that Andrew Holness has declared. Thank you and good morning.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just a and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja.
Father, just download. When you touch that link, it will allow, it will take you to the your app here. Just download the Space app. Sign up with your Facebook account, your Google account.
Put time away. Put time away. Listen, just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, but we are penalized. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. We love all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
To Eugene and Papa, the link that I've just put in the chat, if you touch that link, it should bring you straight to your app store, right? And it should ask you to install Space. Once you install Space, you hit the link again, and then it will just ask you to sign up. Once you hit sign up, it gives you the option to use your Facebook account or your Google account to sign in, or you could sign up with any email address and create a password. When you sign up, it asks you to send me a request. Once you send me a request and I receive that and approve it, you become a member. So just hit that link that we put in the chat and it will take you straight to your app store. Once the app is downloaded, you just hit the link again and it will take you straight to the and tell you to sign in. Once you do that, then it comes, a notification will come straight to me. So thanks to everyone for their support. And I'm going to put the link in the after chat as well, so those of you can still have access to it. As soon as the live is done, I'll put the link in all the after chats as well. So thank you very much and good morning.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.